sitting here with my buddy Jonas.
Maybe I'll be famous someday too. En route, Hancock, Michigan.
Yeah. Hydraulic system is broken, so we're changing flights. What happened, Jonas?
The airplane broke.
Jonas, I'll see you later.
Yes, sir. See you tomorrow.
All right.
Waiting too long?
No. This is our friend Jim Kurti from the Finnish American reporter. He braved these conditions and this flight delays to come pick this guy up at 12:30 a.m. now. Here in Hancock, Michigan, it's one of the largest Finnish communities in America, as you can see by Finnish flag flying, street names in Finnish and English. The name of the university is Finlandia University. They brought us up here to have a screening for, couldn't be any better, Heikkinpaiva. It's a midwinter festival. There is the Nordic film series. Special appearance by yours truly, it's just amazing. Heikkinpaiva, Uncle Heikki would have been proud, my mom would have been proud. Hopefully our story, using love, faith, and SISU to overcome tragedy, will resonate with people, and not just in the Finnish community. Hey Dan, can you tell me where we're off to right now?
We're headed to Book Concern Printers. It's a business that's been around for a number of years, a number of decades actually. It was actually founded as I believe the Finnish Lutheran Book Concern.
Picked a good place to get printing done.
Certainly appropriate for why you're here.
Yeah. And then what are we heading to after that?
Then I'm going to take you to a local radio station. It's WOLV, but they call themselves Wolf Radio. And actually the person who will be interviewing you is Finnish American herself, and she's a longtime radio personality around here. I think you'll enjoy it.
Great.
I don't know if you noticed when you came in the night, but even some of our streets have the bilingual signs on them. For instance, here the street I'm about to turn right on, if you look at the blue sign, it's got the English name on the top and the Finnish translation underneath.
Oh,
hello, Jack.
Marko, huh?
Nice Candid Camera.
Oh, hey, yeah, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Okay, nice meeting you too. Here's what we got here, okay? They're all right in here, sort of boxed off,
All right.
okay?
Okay.
You got a busy day here.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I got like an old Wild West feel to it. The town, frontier town, sort of.
So if you haven't ever had a chance to take part in Heikkinpaiva, consider this your invitation. It is something you won't forget.
That's absolutely right. It's a great festival, and yes, it does have the obvious Finnish theme, but you certainly don't have to be Finnish to enjoy it.
Go right now. Marko Albrecht, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me here.
Yes. Now, Marko, tell us a little bit about your background. Marko is the filmmaker. SISU is going to be shown today at the Finlandia Heritage Center, 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So I want to first introduce you as Marko and find out what's your background? What is your story in a nutshell?
Well, I am a dual citizen American Finn, born in Chicago. My mom, Päivi, immigrated when she was 26 or so to be an au pair, and met my father in Chicago, and ended up staying. She raised us as basically Finns in America. You know, everything we did, our whole culture was just as much Finnish as it was American, from Christmas to traveling to Finland every other summer. Mä puhun suomea kansalaisista. So I speak Finnish and English as much as I can. Trying to teach my kids Finnish. So it's always been a part of me, from my Finnish blood. And I've been in Jersey and New York City for about 15 years now. And I'm married and have 2 beautiful children and an amazing wife, Daniela, and my children, Axel and Ariella. The reason I started making the film SISU was I wanted to show my children what SISU was about. It was about where I came from, and then when I started making it, I'll just make the segue that my uncle, well, his name is actually Heikki. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and told he had 6 months to live, but you know he lived longer. And the film is a profile of how our family uses SISU over 2.5 years flying. I was going back and forth from Finland to America many times, basically filming my family as we're going through this voyage of tragedy, but what brought us together, unfortunately, and with SISU and love and faith, we move forward. So it became a voyage into the depths of your soul, looking at how much SISU really does transcend everyday life, and it becomes a part of your spirit.
SISU, because we know what it is, I think we're born with it. I do. I just do. And I think a spirit of survival and courage and determination, I think that really helped the people in Finland get through life.
Right.
And of course, I think it's like part of our genes because we come from these people. So to me, it's a very important word. It's a short word, but it's a powerful word. And I can't wait to see, and I'm coming this afternoon.
Oh, great.
It's really exciting to see such a good crowd this afternoon. I thank you all for coming. And it's going to be a very nice afternoon because for the very first time, I think, for Nordic Films, we have the maker of the film with us. I'd like to introduce our guest today, Marko. Marko had a very long trip here yesterday, and we finally said goodnight to one another about 2 a.m. So I know that he is a SISU plus yes. So please welcome our guest, Marko Albrecht.
It's a nonprofit film, so all proceeds are going to go to multiple organizations that help youth who've been in tragedy. So the point of the film is to inspire SISU and others. And thank you again for coming, and appreciate it. I'll be here afterwards if you have any questions as well. So enjoy the film. Thank you.
My mother, Peggy, was a very strong-willed Finn. She was an embodiment of SISU. She was a SISU superwoman. This is a story of how my family used faith, courage, and love to overcome tragedy.
I just wanted to say I appreciate the film, and one of the things as a longtime historian and person that studied Finnish history and culture, watching your film, I can see that it's a film that 100 years from now, when everybody we know is gone, I think somebody will be able to watch that film and really get a nice snapshot of Finnish American culture in this time period that you covered. really 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, all the way to 2015. So it's really, and to me, that's the mark of a really nice film, as far as it stands to the test of time. So thank you.
Well, thank you for that comment.
He reminded me of my uncle, Arnie, and he was a king in his family, and in my family, and our family, and it really struck a chord with me, so thanks.
It's nice to hear.
Oh, I felt it was wonderful, yeah, and it brought memories back of my husband.
And what do you think about SISU?
SISU? I think we all have SISU. You have to have SISU and go on. My husband passed away on August 13th of 2014 after 62 years of marriage. It's still hard. But I manage.
It was very touching, down to earth, and showed a lot of.
Yeah, it gave me a heavy feeling. I felt really good about it. I mean,
Very emotional.
Emotional.
Yeah, at the end, especially at the end. But that's reality.
Years ago, I lost my husband suddenly. 6 weeks later, I lost my dad. 6 days after my dad, my mother died. I thought my world was ending then, but time goes on and life goes on. And you never get over it, though. But my mother that was the clincher, I thought. I still have mom, because you always need mom. It was hard, but you just go on, that's all. Number one, you have to have faith and SISU go together.
That's tough. Yeah.
Really. If it wasn't for that, I don't think I would be here. It was hard to watch because it kind of brought back feelings, to experience yourself, but in the end, it was wonderful.
Hey, thank you.
Keep up the good work.
We're in Houghton, Michigan, in the middle of the Copper Country, and I'm looking over towards Hancock, which is on the other side of the Portage Canal. In English they call it the Copper Country, but in Finnish they call it Kuparisaari. And it really is an island because the portage cuts the peninsula off, so it's actually a disconnected piece of land. The Finns came along this body of water in 1850, landed on Midsummer Eve, and started working in the mines the next day, which shocked them because back in Europe, midsummer was a religious holiday and you didn't go to work.
About 1 in 3 folks here in the Copper Country have Finnish ancestry. People claim on the census either as their first ancestry or second. 1 in every 3 people in the Copper Country puts Finnish for one of those two. I'm actually of 100% Finnish descent as far back as we've done our genealogy. All 4 of my grandparents are from Finland.
This is, as far as we know, the largest collection of Finnish North American archival and museum materials. So we've got everything from books, magazines, newsletters, newspapers, artwork, personal letters, business records, church records, society records, things like the Temperance Society and the Knights and Ladies of Kalevala, national costumes, textiles, art glass, etc., etc.
The master of the sauna is not going to come in.
So you made a vita?
So can you tell me a little bit about your sauna?
This is a barn, and then there was gutters in the floor, and it was all whitewashed, and this wall was in here, and we cleaned it all up, and put a wall in, and fixed the floor, put a drain in, and now it's our sauna. Tää on Marko. Mä oon Upper Peninsula, Michigan nyt. Tää on mun kaveri.
Kuparisaarella.
Saarilla. Ja nyt mä hyppään lunta, a.k.a. a Uber shower, snow shower.
Varo mun perse.
I just feel blessed that I'm able to do this, and thank you to my wife for supporting me during this process of 4 years of filmmaking. Just blessed and thankful and grateful. My dad and my brother, everybody who helped me out, my children, thank you to everybody, and of course my family in Finland. All of you guys have just been unbelievable. Kiitos Jim Kurti, kiitos Finlandia University, Finnish American Heritage Center, Finnish American Reporter. Thank you for bringing SISU film, my documentary, my family's story. It's been a painful yet amazing process for our family going through what we went through.